Hello, everybody. Welcome. Today, I want to introduce you to Jhana Lee. She is one of the expert speakers that's going to be speaking on the Modern Prophets Cruise, which we're super excited to have her on board. And I just wanted to introduce her to everybody and welcome to the show today.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited, Ross. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to chat with you, and I'm excited for this cruise.
Awesome. Yes, I cannot wait. So tell us quickly, what do you do?
Yeah. So I specialize in operations. I'm just a big old ops nerd, and my background is as a COO for multiple different successful digital startups. I then became an operations coach and had the opportunity to coach literally hundreds of digital startups, helping them scale from 6, then to 7, then to 8 figures. And so I just learned so much over the years around what it really takes in terms of systems and team and operations to actually successfully scale a business. And so I started my own company, Spyglass Ops, about 3 years ago. And that's what we help entrepreneurs with is get the right systems, get the right team, get the right second in command operator, and scale to the moon.
Awesome. I love that. So
Yeah.
you're basically taking these entrepreneurs who they've been grinding and hustling and building this business and they're making good money, but they just can't scale any further because they're out of time and out of energy.
Pretty much, like they have grown the business as far as pure sweat equity will take them, right? They have
Hmm.
outworked every problem until literally the company's become so big that they just can't keep doing that. And it comes down to systems and team, and can we now build a foundation that will allow this company to grow with us and grow past us? Because so long as we're the ones showing up every day doing absolutely everything, then we become the bottleneck. We become the limiting factor to our business's growth.
Awesome. What
Yeah.
would you say is one of the biggest mistakes or roadblocks that businesses hit when they start to reach those levels?
Yeah, I mean, so what we essentially see is like the business will start to plateau or roller coaster. It will plateau because the CEO visionary will have no more time, right? Just like no more hours to give to the business. All of their time is being consumed by working in the business and being in the weeds and serving individual clients and answering client like team questions and just all that stuff that they literally can't work on the business. They can't drive it forward into the next wave of growth. And so the company stops growing. The other thing we see is a roller coaster. So this is with like founders who are amazing salespeople. They'll have these incredible sales months, but then all of that client flow, there's no back end, there's no supporting infrastructure, there's nothing there that will allow them to actually deliver on those client results effectively. And so all the clients churn out and then they're right back to where they started. So it's one of those two things. Either like the business will just slow down and start to stall out, or it will actively begin to roller coaster. Either way, the root cause is the same. It's operations.
Right. So when you say roller coaster, basically they spend all their time selling and then they got to stop selling, spend all their time onboarding and delivering, and then they got to go back to selling and it just becomes this hamster wheel type
Yep.
deal.
Yeah, and again, if that CEO is the only person really, like they might have a team, but if they feel like they're the only person driving things forward, you can only
Hmm.
be so many places at once. So wherever your focus is, the business will grow there, but everything else will start to stall out and languish away. And then you turn your focus and you turn your focus. And it does. It feels like a hamster wheel because you're working so hard, but the company is not measurably continuing to grow.
Right. What is one of the key things that you help people implement that helps them get off that roller coaster and start actually scaling their business?
Yeah, it's such a good question. So we have essentially a three-step process when we work with our clients. The first step is we need to get clear on exactly what operational bottlenecks are holding you back and why you're not at the size that you want to be. So we start our client relationships with an audit where my team actually gets into the weeds of that business for a full week and we tell the client, here's why you're not where you want to be. Here's why you're slowing down. Here's why you're stalling out. And here's what you're going to need in order to get your company to the next level. We map it all out for them. Step two is then finding and getting the right operator in place. So I really believe, Ross, that the solution to scalable growth isn't a what or a how, it's a who, right? It's not just build this one system or build this one SOP. It's get the right second in command into the operations role because they're the person who loves building systems and wants to build SOPs. So if you can find the right person, they will turn around and they will deliver everything else. So step 2 is, if they need that person recruited, we can recruit them. If they have that person already, then we jump to step 3, which is coaching and training. So I have a coaching program called COO Academy, specifically for the second in command, giving them the skills and the tools that they need to then turn around and level up the business.
Awesome. So the key to success is a person. I love that. So basically finding your replacement so you can go on vacation.
That is one way to look at it, but that's also where I see a lot of founders get it wrong, is when they go out to look for that second in command, they look for like a mini me, right? I want somebody who can do all the things that I do and do it exactly the way that I do it so that I don't have to do it. Well, you are the bottleneck in your business. If somebody else steps in to do it, then you've just moved the bottleneck to them, but there's still a bottleneck, right? The job of the operator is to fully reconfigure the systems in the team so there is no bottleneck. So nobody has to show up and answer every single team question and every single client question and be the bottleneck of the company. They're there to create systems and team that's truly scalable. And that's a totally different skill set. So you're not actually looking for a mini me. You're looking for a yin to your yang who can complement your visionary energy, but bring the operational best practices to it.
I love that. So basically they're focusing on all the operations, the SOPs, which a lot of us entrepreneurs don't like to do because we're too busy doing all the things we're good at to stop and create these systems. And then once they create those systems, now they can hand each one of those little tasks that the operator might be good at all of them, but now we can hand those off to people so everybody has a focus.
Exactly. Like it's about just taking things off of your plate and delegating them and streamlining them and automating them so that it's not just like I did all of these things and now somebody else does all these things. I did all these things and now we have spread that across the systems in the team so that all the right work can get done, but it gets done without me.
Awesome. Your people that go through this process that get the most success.
Yeah.
What makes them different than the people that still don't get through that roadblock?
That's such a good question. A couple of core things. Number one, they have somehow, some way arrived at the conclusion that they can't do it all themselves, right? Either they've learned that the hard way after multiple years stuck on the hamster wheel, or they are, looking forward and they're seeing that bottleneck coming down the track and they're like, nope, it's not going to be me. I have to figure out my way out of this. But that's number one, is like they've decided that they need to figure out a better way, and that way is operations and systems and team. That's standard. The second one, though, is more interesting. The second key characteristic, because I'll be honest, Ross, like we don't have success with everyone, right? And who are the people who are successful versus not? What it ultimately comes down to is the CEO coachable and willing to accept that the exact same behaviors and beliefs that made them successful up until that moment are the exact same behaviors and beliefs that will hold them back from getting to where they want to grow next. When the CEO can acknowledge that I am the reason my company has not gotten to the next level. And in order for me to make that level up, I am committed to leveling up myself, my beliefs, my behaviors, how I lead. Those are the people who will successfully get from 7 to, multi-7 to 8 figures. The people who are just like, nah, it's just a couple of SOPs, I can stay the same, that will never work.
Right. So basically it's just realizing they have to make changes or they're going to be stuck in that roller coaster forever.
Yeah. It's the belief that our company will never grow will only grow as quickly as we do. And until we're willing to grow and level up as leaders, our company is never going to grow, no matter if we have the best operator in the world or not.
Gotcha. So it's almost like, too, if you think about it, what it takes to get a company to 6 figures is totally different than what it takes to get a company to 7 figures. And then once you hit 7 figures, that's a different headache. When you hit 8 figures, that's a different headache.
Yep.
And you kind of have to make those changes and adapt as your company grows, or you won't get through that roadblock.
That's it. You have to be constantly willing to evolve yourself so that the company can evolve alongside you. If at any point you decide that this is who I am, or this is how I show up, or this is what my company needs from me, you've lost, because your company's never going to outgrow that.
Gotcha. What would you say if someone right now, if they're sitting at that transition phase where they're either going from 100,000, a couple 100,000 to $1 million, or they're going from $1 million, to 8 figures.
Yeah.
What is one key piece of advice you could give someone to help them if they're feeling like they're stuck?
That's a great piece. That's a great question. I would say something I always say, which is that our businesses will always speak to us if we know how to listen, right? If right now you are feeling trapped in the day-to-day weeds of your company, if you feel like your team is coming to you for everything, your client is coming to you for everything, it's so easy to say, oh, well, I just need my team to be better, or I just need different clients, or I just need some external thing, right? But if instead we treat the business as a mirror, so every time our team comes to us with an annoying question, instead of saying, how can they be better? I ask myself the question, how could I have, or how can I lead better in this moment so that my team doesn't come to me with that question next time? If everything that your business is sending to you every single day is just data that says, here's where I have an opportunity to level up, then your business will always speak to you. It will always tell you, this is the new skill you need. This is the new person you need. This is the new behavior you need to change or evolve. Your business will guide you. You just have to be willing and know how to interpret that data and to be willing to take action based off of it.
So it really comes down to listening and be open for change.
Yeah. And to interpret, like, I totally get it. Cause like when you're in it and it's just fire after fire after fire, you're so stuck in firefighting mode. Everything seems like a problem to fix. But if we can reframe that fire from, it's not good, it's not bad, it's just data. It's just data that the business is telling me there's a bottleneck here. There's a missing person here. There's a broken system here. If I can just look past the fire and get to the data, then your business is telling you where it needs to level up. And then it's just a question of, are you the best person to fix that, or is your operator, right? But your business will always speak to you if you are willing to interpret it as data. The challenge is that we get so emotional when we're constantly in firefighting mode that it blinds us to the data that our business is giving us.
Right. Awesome. I love
Yeah.
it. So you're going to be speaking on the event I'm hosting, the Modern Profits Cruise,
Yes, sir.
which is a mastermind for entrepreneurs, a lot of digital marketers, a lot of coaches, uh, agency owners, people of that nature. What are you going to be teaching, or what are people going to be able to learn from you with an experience on this cruise?
Well, and what I'm so excited about how you structure this mastermind, Ross, is that, like, yes, there's this one and done moment where I get to be on stage and share some wisdom with the group, but it's this really immersive experience, right? We're there together for like 4 days. And so what I hope the attendees are going to be able to walk away with is not just like the golden nuggets from the talk, but actually multiple days of follow-up conversations where we're able to apply kind of the from stage best practices and actually dig into their business and apply it to their business. So my goal is that people are going to be walking away with like actionable steps taken that will make the operations of their business better.
Awesome. I love that. And that is one of the really great things I love about this event is the speakers don't just speak on stage and walk away or take a flight home. They're there with you every day. So you get to, I know a lot of times the speakers and the coaches hate this term, but the consumers love it, but they get to pick your brain for 4 days.
That's it.
And hang out with you and talk over beers or talk while we're sailboating or talk over dinner. So I think that's really cool. Do you have any questions for me or information you would like for me to share with your audience about the event?
Yeah. Well, so first off, when is the event?
It's November 4th to the 8th.
Okay, amazing. And like I know, but tell everybody where we're going.
So we're going to the Bahamas, and we spend a day in Nassau, Bahamas, where I actually get a catamaran sailboat that we rent out private for everybody. So it's just our group of people on this catamaran sailboat all day, and we go snorkeling. We have a great time. It's awesome. And then we also spend a day in the island of Coco Cay, which is Royal Caribbean's private island. It has, I believe, a $450 million plus remodel that's only 3 or 4 years old, and it is unbelievable. Wow. And this cruise, I have actually rented 3 private cabanas in the adults only area of this island, right next to the pool, overlooking the ocean. So that's going to be absolutely amazing. And then it's going to be on, also what makes it unique is we're on Royal Caribbean's Utopia of the Seas, which is their brand new ship that just set sail last month. and it is the largest 4-day cruise ship in the world. It's got all the state-of-the-art technology and entertainment and everything on board.
Amazing. So like not only is it going to be a rocking good time, but it's going to be an incredible place. And we're surrounded by, like, what I love is that there's a back-to-back itinerary so that you're really just with the mastermind attendees. Like you're in this big ship, but you're with the mastermind attendees in depth, getting to know each other, networking, masterminding for 4 days.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yep. So I've blended it. Sorry, were you? I feel
Go
like
for
you
it.
were about to ask. I was
Nice.
just going to say, I try to do the perfect blend. And I learned this from when I was going to other conferences on how a lot of times you're in the conference room all day. And unless you're an extreme extrovert, you might go home
Great.
and not made very many connections. If maybe you got some business cards, but to me, it was more about those super impactful relationships that you can create and keep forever. So I designed this event where we spend 3 to 4 hours a day in the conference room learning from expert speakers, but then we go do an excursion together. And that's where you get to ask them those deeper questions about what they learned previously. You can ask them about your personal business. You can kind of tap into ideas to relate to your business. You can get to know them as a friend, right? So you take that to the next level. And then at night, when we do dinner, I actually have all the speakers sit at different dinner tables and the guests rotate every night. So by the end of the
I didn't
week,
even know that.
yeah. So by the end of the week, you've had dinner with every speaker that's there, and
Cool.
every speaker's had dinner with every person on the cruise. And
Cool.
so it's a really cool opportunity that you get to meet every person on that boat in a way that's not, even for an introvert, it's comfortable, it's inviting, it's safe, right?
Yeah.
So that's really cool. And then after dinner, we do what I call networking parties, and we continue those conversations, but we do it over cocktails and karaoke and dancing and all that kind of fun stuff.
Oh,
So to
I'm
me,
ready for karaoke. I'm ready for it.
What's your key song? You got
I would say my go-to on cruise ships specifically is "Sail Away," obviously by
because you're
Styx.
sailing away.
Yeah, but I did take that from a Kristen Bell rom-com, so I can't claim that is my idea.
That's okay. Mine is "Rebel Yell" by Billy Idol.
Okay, amazing. So
because we
we're
always want
gonna
more,
get
more,
to know each
more.
other on all levels.
Exactly. So I believe that when we combine the learning with the experience, with the conversations, it just creates a whole new level of networking that you just don't get anywhere else. And the people that come on the cruise, once they get there, they're like, oh my God, I did not understand until I got here. Now that I do, I will never not come again. Like they absolutely love it. And that's why they come back. I think we have one of our speakers that's coming on board this time. It's his 4th cruise with us.
Wow.
He's been on every one of them. So a lot of people, they just keep coming back because of the relationships and the connections. When you go, I call it going beyond the handshake or beyond the business card and develop friendships with people. The referral partners that are created, business partners are created, new businesses are created. Sometimes we hire one person to do something that we need help with, and someone might hire you to do what you can help them with. So yes, there's business exchange and business made. And there's also just having that core group of people that you can lean on. Having people that in this entrepreneur space, sometimes we're sitting at home behind the laptop. It's kind of lonely. But if you have that core group of people that you can call when you're stuck, or you maybe something I don't know, like you have a skill set, I have a different skill set, so we can help each other and lean on each other as friends above and beyond all that. So to me, when you combine all those things together, it makes for a really cool opportunity.
I love that. Okay. My question for you is, if I'm a business owner, what either like stage of growth am I in, or what problems am I facing that would make coming on this experience the right move for me?
So I'm actually going to pull this right from a testimonial that I had. And if you go to my website after this and check it out, look at Jeff Miller's testimonial. So Jeff's a 7-figure entrepreneur. And he said what he loved most about this event was, as a 7-figure entrepreneur, he could have conversations with people that were just starting, or maybe in the 6-figure realm. And they would say, oh, if you just added this to your business, I would buy from you. If you just tweak this, I would buy from you. But at the same token, he could talk to an 8-figure entrepreneur who could teach him, if you did change this, you could scale faster. If you change this, you could grow more. If you change this, you could have more time to yourself. So what was interesting was whether someone was, in the 6-figure range, 7-figure range, 8-figure range, they all were exchanging information that helped each other.
Yeah.
And I thought that was very cool the way he defined that from his experience as a 7-figure entrepreneur on this ship, what he got from every person,
Mm.
and that everybody's just there to help each other and give information. So no matter what stage of your business you're at, you will get benefits from it.
Amazing. Amazing. And is there a key focus for the other speakers, and kind of like, is there a theme to the content, or is it we're all just here to scale up our impact and scale up our businesses?
It's interesting you asked me that. I know a lot of events you go to, it's like at this event, you're going to learn this one thing, and by the end of it, you'll be able to do this one thing. And this event's a little bit different. What I want to do, and I hand select my speakers so that they each complement each other, that nobody overlaps. So they all have a specialty, a superpower that's different from the other. And but they're all going to teach something that's actionable and implementable, like the second you get off the boat, sometimes even while you're on the boat. So the idea is that we're teaching things that can be implemented into any business. If that's paid advertising, branding, marketing, sales tactics, operations tactics, everything is different and has its core element, but everything applies to every business, every niche, no matter what. It all comes down to just really making people more efficient and more scalable.
So what I'm hearing you say is that if you are an entrepreneur who wants to grow at the most fun party in town, this is the event you need to be at.
This is it.
This
If
is
you
it.
are social and you love traveling and you're an entrepreneur and you love learning, you need to be here.
Yeah.
If you're afraid of being social, but you would like to
Mm.
be social, this
Mm.
is the safest way for you to come out and meet people. I've had people that are, I have one person that they're coming on their third cruise with me, and they were a total introvert. And they signed up for the first one because they came to one of my networking parties, and they said that I actually made them feel comfortable meeting people where typically they're terrified to meet people. And by coming
Mm.
on the cruise and watching them grow each one as they've each time they're open up and they do more and they do more. But the whole idea of the way I design this is whether you're an extrovert or an introvert, outgoing or kind of shy, it makes it a safe environment for everybody to connect with everybody. And everyone that comes on here is friendly, open, and willing to share.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing. Ross, is there anything that I didn't think to ask, but you think is important people understand about this event?
Well, one thing I didn't mention,
Mm.
have you ever been to events where they have round tables
Yep.
and they have a different speaker at each table? Well, I do it a little differently. On the private island, I do round cabanas.
Amazing.
So I have rented private cabanas, and we'll have different speakers in each cabana. And while you're hanging out by the pool having cocktails, you can float around between the cabanas and sit down with your guest speakers or those people that you want to connect with, and really take things to a deeper level.
Oh my God, I'm imagining like a lazy river at like a water park, but it's just like business gurus at every stop along the lazy river, and you just pick up knowledge as you float along. That's
Absolutely.
amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. And I can also say, you know, like I know many of the other speakers who are going to be there, all incredibly like just high caliber entrepreneurs, human beings, incredible strategists, incredible experts. So I cannot wait to learn as much as, you know, generously give expertise on this event. It's going to be absolutely amazing.
Yes, me too. I'm so excited you're coming. So that's super exciting.
Yeah.
If any of your followers or your audience, friends want to sign up, prices are going up on August 15th.
Okay.
So they do have some time to get in there while we got these prices locked down.
Cool.
Everything is included in the price that's on the website. So
what's the website?
It's modernprofitscruise.com.
Great.
So if they go to the website, the prices they see will include the cruise cabin. It will include all your food. It will include the excursions that we go on each day, the cabanas, the sailboat, all that's included. And it's also going to include the mastermind.
Gorgeous.
So all that's one price. If they want to buy the drink packages, they can buy that on their own separately. Some people drink a lot, some drink a little, some don't drink anything at all. Doesn't matter to me, doesn't matter to anybody else. You do you. So we let people either buy or don't buy the drink packages, but everything else is included: food, excursions, mastermind, and your cabin. I've designed it so that it's affordable even if you come alone and have a cabin to yourself. And it's even more affordable if you bring a friend and share a cabin with somebody.
There you
So
go.
yes.
Love it. And for anyone from your audience, Ross, watching and wants to dive a little bit deeper into operations ahead of the event, the best way to connect with me, guys, would be on my Instagram. So if you want to shoot me a follow at the Jhana Lee, and that's where all of my best free resources, free content goes. It'll start the wheels turning in terms of what amazing work we can get done together on this cruise.
Awesome. So connect with Jhana at the Jhana Lee on Instagram. Shoot her a message, and she will get you answer your questions and get you what you need. And if you want to join us on the cruise, modernprofitscruise.com, and you can get signed up right away. We are keeping this limited to 50 people max. I like to keep it intimate so that way everyone really has a chance to get to know everybody. And we're more than 50% there. So only a few spots left. So definitely, if you want to jump on board, do that now.
Jump literally on board. Amazing, Ross. Well, I can't wait. I can't wait to get some sunshine in the middle of November and meet some incredible people and talk business. It's going to be super fun.
Me too. I can't wait. Thank you for having me today. Thank you for spending time with us.
Thanks for having me. Absolutely.
You're
we'll
welcome.
see everybody in November.
All righty. We'll see.